community people. He worked in Watts for what, about 5 years, Maurice, and had the SEP program. And basically, he's the kind of guy that got the job done. Whatever Maurice did or said, people followed suit. And what I want to say is that we got bills passed, or we drafted bills for Senator Bill Green to expand the service of the program. He served on oral panels. And Maurice and I are the only managers hiring blacks. People don't know that. All the other panels were hiring people because they wanted for their own office. So we had major influence over the black hire rate for about 10 years, actually. And we were also the only two managers promoting blacks. It was pretty bad in those days, basically. So Maurice has had tremendous impact, tremendous influence, tremendous support. He's just a man that gets the job done. So whatever Maurice acted on, people supported him because they trusted Maurice. And I want to say that, hey man, you got 5, 10, 20 more years, I'll be there, I'll be your friend.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard, I think it's appropriate that I mention one of those panels that we served on, in which one individual by the name of Michael Caine
Who's he?
appeared before the panel. I just happened to chair the panel, and I recused myself, and I appointed Richard chair of the panel. Needless to say, Michael received the highest score possible.
You got a 99.9.
That's what he does.
Well, you know, I remember the first promotion of the Zell night. I was out there and I saw Kane. What always in his authority? What you doing down here? Like he was my daddy. What you papa? What are you doing down here? I said, taking the promotion of the Zell. He said, who's on the oil panel? I said, I don't know, man. I said, you know, right in there. Walked in there, saw the guy. We both knew him. He said, looked at the guy and said, come here. Talking to me. He said, this is one of my buddies. You doing? I got it now.
My name is Bertha Jones. I'm Constantine's sister. I'd like to say to Maurice, happy birthday, 80th birthday. I don't want you to look at 80 years being old, because I always tell people younger than I am. You're young, because I'm not old, and I'm older than you are. This is I don't mind age anywhere. So I would say that I'm 81 years old, and a lot of times people will say, well, you don't look 80. How are you supposed to look when you're 80? How are you supposed to look? And I would just like to say happy birthday and many more birthdays to you. I'm so glad I got to meet all these beautiful people here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's keep it going, Sammy.
Happy birthday, Mr. Caine.
Thank you.
And I think about all these memories. I want to let you know I worked with Connie before I worked with you, and I worked with you about 25 years ago. But one of the memories I have when I worked with Connie in Inglewood back in the 70s is Maurice and Michael coming into the office when they were about this high, and they were little bitty guys back at the time. I know you're very proud of them now. You work with a lot of people. You work with Richard, you work with Charles. It was my pleasure to work with both of them after you taught them, and they helped to teach me a lot of things too. I worked with you in 1984 on the Century Freeway project, and I learned a lot of things from you then. One of the things was that you always have to look at the job. You gave me a lot of advice that proved to be very valuable to me in my endeavors after that. But what I enjoyed about you most was you had a spirit that showed a fun side too. And after the work was done, we had fun. And I have this thing about somebody that's not here that you had this episode with when you invited them to go to the racetrack. Somebody worked with you. They worked for you. You invited them to go to the racetrack. And the guy accepted your invitation just because he thought that you wanted him to have a good time that day. So he went to the racetrack, spent the day at the racetrack, had a great time, go back to the office, and then you asked the guy for the report. Where's my report? He says, well, I couldn't do the report. You took me to the racetrack. He said, if you knew you had a report to do, you shouldn't have gone to the racetrack. And I said, okay, I understand. That's one of the things we got to do. But it's been a pleasure being your friend for all of these years, and again, it's a pleasure knowing your family. And Michael and I worked together before my retirement from EDD, and after I retired from EDD, I got a phone call from you. Sammy, are you ready to go to work? Maurice, I've only been off for 3 months. I'm not ready to go to work yet. So, but through his insistence, 6 months later, not his insistence, but through his endeavor to help me out, 6 months later I went back to work. But thanks a lot, Maurice. I love you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, that was in the Johnson, Dwight. Dwight put me up to that. But I want you to know that David went to the racetrack. My horse, Cold Courage, won.
Mikey?
I just wanted to say thank you for being.
I had never worked directly. I was representing the federal funding source, and I never worked directly with the state bureaucracy. And Maurice, we came together, and I didn't really know what to expect. Now, I'm going to deal with some state bureaucrats, and I was from the anti-poverty program, which is more liberal than the state bureaucracy at that time. But Maurice, it was like we had known each other for a long, long time. And some of those stories, Maurice, that you tell now, please, don't keep telling those, but Maurice has been a dear friend, and I want to echo something Gloria said about Maurice has always been about helping people. When I worked with Maurice with that set program out there, I remember Maurice would carry around in his pocket slips of paper and matchbooks with telephone numbers of jobs. And he'd have just tens of dozens of jobs in his pockets for people he would just meet, people from the community and people that we would come in contact with that program, people that lived in that neighborhood and all of that. And that meant a lot to me because I finally met someone who was beyond bureaucracy, who was just doing things for people because it was needed to be done. And I am so grateful that Maurice and I met and that we have been friends all these years. And periodically we talk, like we just talked this past Monday. We periodically talk, but it's just been a very great source of strength for me to have a friend like Maurice Kane.
Oh, Pastor Tom? Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No.
Without being repetitious, you know, when you tell the truth, it comes out the same no matter how you put it. And so Maurice has been a great friend to me, to my family, and I remember on one occasion that my wife went to get a job, and all Maurice said, well, if you don't hire, I will. And she got the job. That's all he said. That's all was said. If you don't hire her, I will. And I remember she got the job. So I'm grateful to him for that. But let me say something that goes to the character of Maurice. And that is, you seldom meet someone who rise to the position that he rose to and reach back to help others. Usually when they rise to the position, to a position like he did, they forget the one they left behind. And so that goes to say that the stature of this man is greater than we can even imagine. And I just want to let him know that I appreciate him, and I want to tell Dwight that I...
Okay, I'm ready.
I just want to say happy birthday, Grandma.
Yay. Thank you. Excuse me, sir. Oh.
Mr. Kane,
Thank you.
let me start by saying I love you. And thank you all for sharing so much about what accomplishments or the things that you've accomplished outside of the home. But I wanted to say thank you for showing my husband how to be a father to our children. I want to say thank you for showing him how to be determined. Thank you for showing him how to cook. I really like that. Thank you for showing him how to be determined and how to set a goal and never to like shrink back from an opportunity to lead. So thank you, and I love you.
Thank you.
Dave.
At least I did 50%. Talk about the other 50.
Yeah.
You're funny.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I think,
You want to say something?
well, you know, I really, well.
You wanna get up?
I'm just like
Stand up.
Bill Garosi. Never passed the microphone. I didn't like podium that I didn't stop by. Huh?
Photo op.
Yeah, photo op. But I really appreciate this. I especially want to thank my sons and wife for setting this up, and I want to thank all of you for showing up and all of these kind words you said. I just want to say that everything you said was true. But as you know, I've enjoyed my life, and I've enjoyed helping others. And I'm so glad that so many of you have followed in my footsteps in terms of when you get up there, you pull somebody else up, and you help others. And I really have enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this, especially on my 80th birthday. And I hope to continue doing whatever I can, and hope to continue being friends of all of you. So I want to thank you very much.
Mikey, I need you to do the tape. We didn't sing happy birthday.
No, that was good to solo, but this is a participatory event. So whether you sing operatic style or South Central style, Soul Train style, let's sing happy birthday.
Yeah, we can request that Jackie start off.
You started off, yeah. Get us in the right key, and don't do too much slick stuff, because we can't keep up. We can't do that. Ooh, bad, like the, you know.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Maurice. Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
Where's the paddle?
Sorry.
There's a paddle on 80 paddles, right? It's under the table.
So, yeah, if you didn't sign in, please, if you want to write something, let me just circulate with this, anything happy birthday on the cards, or we can go this way or that way, and I have a card. You can sign in. I know they want to kick us out like 20 minutes ago.
We have a marker. You have a marker?
Yeah, I have